What a thing to wake up to this morning. What a thing to wake up to this morning. I woke up this morning, I immediately open up my social media feed, and I am greeted by an English post made by Skeb, a Japanese website. Yes, a Japanese website that has mentioned before that, yes, like 30% of its user base is now overseas. But still, it's primarily a Japanese company and website. For them to post in English, something went down. Now, I want to start this video by saying that if you are on the side of being outraged by this whole situation to the point where you want me to dogpile with you, this is not what this video is for. I understand people's frustration with this whole situation. I understand that people are upset. There's something that happened here that could have affected an artist. I haven't looked that far into it. This video is more primarily around the idea of I learned a few things from this whole situation that I think is very interesting, and I wanted to kind of go through that and explore it with you all. So again, if you're here for somebody to say, oh my gosh, this person's horrible, that's not what this video is for. I apologize. Move on to something else. You're probably going to find plenty of people to make videos on that whole situation. I will address what happened because we need some context here. Let's get into that right now. Yes, apparently the Vtuber Bao had made a statement around artists, saying, artists, please ask permission before publicly posting finished commissions. I know you're really excited about finishing a really cool commission, but you might accidentally spoil a client's project. So many commissions, I just gave up on doing anything because it was posted before I could do anything with them. So they're implying here that they commissioned a artist, and that artist ended up posting it somewhere before they can actually do whatever they're doing for their actual VTubing, and they're upset by that. At some point, they posted, I hate you, Skeb, which, yes, implies that whatever outrage they're having here is with an artist that was on Skeb, which they commissioned there. So with that context in mind, let's get into what Skeb actually said, which again is what I'm really here for because I find this stuff very, very interesting. Now, for those who don't know what Skeb is, it's a artist website where you can go there and you can commission an artist to make something for you. You simply give them the request, what you want exactly, and then they will accept it or not. At that point, you will then pay them up front. Then they will go and do the art before posting it on Skeb. The whole point here, the whole premise with this concept here is that it's a single communication action. You simply say, I want this. The artist says yes or no. When the artist says yes, they make the art and give it to you. There's literally no communication. They want this to be as stress-free as possible. The artist literally says yes or no, and they do it for you, and they put it on the site. There's no, oh, can you change this? Oh, no, I really don't like this. Oh, no, I hate this. I don't want to pay anymore. No, you made the payment. They accept it or not, and they make it for you. You take it or leave it. It's really a stress-free environment. I think that's why a lot of people are really upset with the situation because she's essentially upset at an artist for doing exactly what the website itself is made for doing. You say yes or no, and they can post it whenever they want. And that's where we get into the deeper concepts here, what kind of revealed through this whole situation, which I think is one of those brighter sides to the whole drama, I guess you could say. The fact that people are upset, something actually interesting is coming out of this, which is a clarification about what Skeb actually does. So let's get into the actual English post made by Skeb. Warning, all rights to works on Skeb belong to creators. Clients cannot restrict creators from publishing their works for any reason. This notice is shown at 4 times before sending the first request, and they cannot proceed unless they check the box agreeing to it. What they're saying here is that anything made on Skeb is the ownership of the artist, not the person paying for the commission. And I think that's the thing that people don't understand. The clients, which is the person, asking for the commission, which in this case would be Bao, they cannot restrict when those creators, artists, where they post it, when they post it, everything. It is theirs. It's like saying, I would really love a picture being drawn of Beldandi. Hey, can you make this? You're not buying the art. You're saying, hey, could you draw this? I would really love this drawn. You're paying for somebody to just draw something, sketch something, and show it to you. It's not that you're buying it. Here's the receipt. This is where it says, when you're commissioning, where you don't own this stuff. The copyright of works belongs to creator, again, artist. It is prohibited to specify or restrict the publication place of the work, which for me, honestly, before I even seen this, I assumed was going to be the case. I have seen so many artists that take commissions and they immediately post it on their social medias. Why? Not because they're trying to get one in on the person that, requested the commission, But in a lot of cases, their art is the way that they actually advertise themselves. They want people to know about them and come to Skeb and say, hey, can you do this art? Hey, this looks amazing. I want something made too. Their art is theirs. They drew it. It is them. It's completely different than like a commercial use. Yes, there's the cases where you can go to somebody and request something commercially, but you have to do a contract for that. This is the contract for Skeb. And Skeb specifically says, this isn't commercial use. You're just going to an artist and saying, it'd be cool if you could draw this. Oh, yeah, it looked really cool. I'm so thankful that you drew that. The second picture on the website they have here, please do not restrict creators' activities in a way that exceeds the rules stipulated by the service. Down here, you cannot specify the range of publications of works. Again, you can't tell them what they can and cannot do. This is solidifying the idea here. As you're trying to get the commission from somebody on this website, they're being very clear with you. Skeb is different from other platforms, and the idea that we want to create a stress-free environment where artists can just draw for people. We don't want you hassling them, telling them how fast you want to get the stuff out and all this kind of stuff. Again, I love the idea that from something that is causing a lot of controversy, people should learn from this. Spread awareness that this is a different platform. Here, it is a violation of the terms for the client to specify the publication date and time. And apparently, this is what Bao has said. The reason why they deleted their original tweet was because, yes, they got an email of them basically breaching the terms of service. And the last one, creators can freely publish on social media networks and fanzines without permission from clients. Again, if you come to somebody on Skeb and request for them to make something and they agree to it, they can post it wherever they want. It is theirs. You're just paying for them to draw something that you want to see. Their second post, they said, Skeb is fundamentally different from Western art commission platforms. It's a creator-supported platform rooted in Japan's Skeb culture, where artists draw illustrations on the spot at doujinshi conventions. Skeb is not a stock material marketplace. Again, they're specifying here, you come here just to get an artist to draw something for you. You're not coming here for commercial use. You're not coming here to make something specific. And I love how somebody sort of kind of expanded on this quite a bit. I love this post that was made here. They said Skeb is from the term sketchbook, which you took to comic markets to get essentially a quick sketch from your favorite artist. That's why the whole idea is you take what you get. That's why their banner is literally an artist being handed a sketchbook. The culture that started Skeb is very informal like that, and that's why you want to properly commission an artist. You still need to reach out via email usually. Again, with this particular website, with Skeb, you have no communication. There's no communication there. You literally just say, could you draw this? And you're handing them a sketchbook. And they take it and they draw something and they hand it back to you. It's simple like that. Again, that's what the difference is here. You don't do NDA stuff, secret stuff, or commercial stuff like Skeb usually. Now, I will admit, for the longest time, I thought Skeb was actually supposed to be short for Skebe, which is pervert or perverted or something like that. But no, it's boo. I've never actually looked at the Japanese until recently. But yes, it's Skeb, not Skebe. So this makes sense. The idea that this is like a sketchbook concept here. You're handing somebody a sketchbook during convention, and they just draw something for you. Getting back to the original post by Skeb, over 30% of our users are now overseas. We sincerely thank everyone abroad who understands our terms and policies carefully and supports creators. This growth is insane, but at the same time, I totally see it. With the growing market of anime overseas and everything, that pretty much eclipsing domestic sales and all that kind of stuff, you're going to have the fandom want to get into art and all this kind of stuff. So it makes perfect sense. Important, only we may issue warnings or impose penalties for violating our terms and policies. When misinformation spreads, we will contact the parties involved directly. Vigilante actions or attacks are strictly prohibited. Thank you for understanding. Mad Chris is Skeb here. Mad Chris is Skeb here. Now, it's not specifying who it's talking about, but it's essentially saying, yes, we are aware that somebody could be breaking our terms of service. Please don't go out there and do your vigilante stuff and attack people based on breaking that terms of service. We will manage our own terms of service. When somebody violates that, we will take action. We don't need you guys to do that for us. If somebody does something wrong, which in this case, I'm assuming, is Bao making a public statement about Skeb and an artist on Skeb posting their stuff before they allow it, which again is this right here, this statement could be implied as a breach of terms of service. And even Bao herself has said, if you want to believe her or not, that she's gotten an email, and that's why she took this post down. That could have been an email where Skeb is saying, hey, you're posting saying that the artist is not allowed to post that, and that's against our terms of service. Take that post down. Now, this post by Skeb could also be implying that people going after the artist for posting the stuff, which they believe is against the terms of service, which is not, don't attack them. We will manage that. We will tell if it's against our terms of service or not. Either way, this post right here really feels like it's them saying, please people, stop attacking other people. We'll manage our terms of service. When somebody's attacking an artist for posting when it's allowed, we will strike them down. If the artist posts outside of our means, we will take action. Please don't do your own thing. So mad credits for them. I don't think it's going to stop anything. To be perfectly honest, it's not going to stop anything. The stuff's already happening. It's been happening all freaking day. But I still give Skeb credit here for, I think, is what the bigger picture, and I think that is sort of telling. A lot of people are upset because Bao is essentially attacking an artist for using the service like it's supposed to be used for. Obviously, she did not read the terms. That's pretty damn clear at this point. She did not read the terms, and now she's attacking an artist for doing this. So people are rightfully upset at that. Especially because, yes, people do love and respect their artists. And especially with Skeb's case, this is a website built around the idea of making a stress-free environment for artists. They want the artist to not have to have constant contact from people commissioning them because they don't want them stressed out. Oh, move the eyeball. This looks horrible. I didn't pay for this. No, it's literally, will you draw this? It's drawn. There you go. But there's a side of me that really does truly believe that Skebu's making this post right here to say, please stop making this worse. Because there is something to be said that the artists themselves, seeing all this blowing up, probably just adds more stress to the whole situation. Again, not to say that you can't be upset about the situation with Bao. And yes, I agree that she made a stupid decision there, but there's a chance that this blowing up is only going to cause more problems. That's why, again, when I say at the very beginning here, my whole point with this video is just to inform people, because I think that's the better thing that can come from this whole situation is understanding how Skeb works. Bao needs to learn how Skeb works, and people like Bao needs to learn how Skeb works. Just to clarify, yes, Bao has made an apology statement. She went through saying that it wasn't really that she was talking about Skeb. I think that that's wrong because, again, she's technically been screenshotted as saying specifically for that platform. And again, Skeb themselves has come up and said, hey, we're taking action. But I think in the end, my read that I get is that she's just frustrated that she didn't understand the system. She was frustrated about not understanding that. So take it or leave it. One last little post that I seen was interesting. Was somebody posted that creators keep in mind that, but don't take this wrong way. According to their recent post, Skeb does not necessarily prohibit commercial use requests, but they do warn you that they will not cover issues in regards to use because all requests are presumed as personal use only by the platform, and they cannot provide NDAs or documents for official commercial use. This makes perfect sense, again, because the whole idea there is that you're requesting a sketch. They make something, and they're allowed to do whatever they want for it. I guess the idea is if you do say something beforehand, they could say, okay, cool, I won't post it anywhere, do whatever you want with it. But the problem is that Skeb doesn't have the system built for it to make some sort of contract. My own personal experience, I have done contracted work for art way before I even did a lot of Otaku Spirit and whatnot. And in every case of that, there's presumed elements, but there's always a contract in play. You're agreeing before you even make the transaction what each side is going to do and what is the responsibility of each side, what they can or cannot do with the art itself. And then later on, when I actually commissioned for a character for Otaku Spirit, that stuff was all laid out beforehand. A lot of the people that I went to, even before I found the person that did the art, everybody has their own setup. And most every single one of them is very clear about what you can or cannot do with that art. What is allowed to be posted. Yes, they're allowed to post the sketches, or if the artist is allowed to post the finished good afterwards, or if there's a time period in which they can do that. All this stuff is established beforehand. And again, as Skeb has pointed out here, it's all very clear on the website. And with that specified on the website, you have a presumed establishment there. Be cautious when requesting work that you are willing to use commercially on Skeb. You may do it at your own risk. Always remember to take down artwork if you're requested to do so. Always remember to treat Skeb's platform TOS just like you would treat a normal artist TOS. It's good work there. It's good work there. Anyways, again, I thought this stuff was very insightful, very informative, and very interesting, and I thought I would share it with you all, so I thought I'd get on here and just run through it again. I think that Bao definitely messed up. Do I think it's worth, burning her down and destroying her? No. I'm always going to be against harassment campaigns. But at the end of the day, I think the important thing here is to respect the artists and what they're allowed to do, and always read your terms of service. Know what you're getting into, know what you're paying for, and understand that for a lot of these artists, posting the content that you're commissioning, if it's allowed, is something that they want to do because they want to share their art with other people and make it a living. Make it a living. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, hope you found it informative. If you did, hit the like button down below. If you like this content and want to support channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, y'all take care.